Hello there, and welcome to this week's SSR Book Talk. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ms. Joyce, and I will be your host today. Today is a very special book talk for me, not only because it allows me to talk about two great books, but also because it helps me to introduce one of my favorite nationwide projects. My books today are Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen and The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I'll begin with Water for Elephants. I read this book a while back. It starts with an older gentleman in a nursing home reflecting on aging and sizing up the other seniors around him. He has a sharp mind and is bored with his surroundings. When he flashes back to his life as a younger man, we can understand why. Turns out that during a really low point in his life, he ran away and joined a circus. There he was assigned various heavy labor tasks such as moving things, tent raising, and mucking out animal droppings in train cars. Until finally, his talent for working with animals is discovered. He becomes entangled with the late 1920s, early 1930s circus culture, and quickly murder, romance, and intrigue find him. This novel is historical fiction, but is very well researched, and it gives you kind of a view into the Prohibition era and the Great Depression. All the while gives you kind of that insight into the otherworldliness of the circus and circus culture. The second book I already mentioned is The Night Circus. This book is definitely more fantasy-based, and it takes place even earlier than the other in the late 1800s. I haven't quite finished it yet, but it has to do with a mysterious circus draped only in black and white that silently comes and appears into towns without any advertisements and is only open from nightfall until dawn. After staying in one place for 2 weeks or so, the tents disappear as quietly as they came. In the midst of the curious sights, such as the contortionists, the lion tamers, and the fire eaters, a battle is waged between two magicians bound to one another since they were children in a competition. To the keen listener, one might think that the reason I picked these two books is because they both have to do with circuses. Sure, circuses are interesting, especially in these two books, but my choice for picking these books has to do with so much more. These books have a very special connection in the way they were written. They both were drafted during National Novel Writing Month, or NaNoWriMo for short. The blessed month of November has been forever dubbed National Novel Writing Month. The NaNoWriMo program helps people compete with themselves to write a 50,000-word novel during just the month of November. If you make it to 50,000 words, you win. It's as simple as that. My Period 6 students will be competing in NaNoWriMo during November. Their word count requirements will be lower for their class grade, but it will be a challenge just the same, and I hope that some of them actually make it to 50,000 words and win. I would like to invite the entire school, staff, and students, anyone who is interested, to consider joining NaNoWriMo this year. If you want to pace yourself with Period 6, you can come see me and I will add you to the group, our class group, so you can see everybody's word counts and see how they're doing. Or if you prefer the lone wolf approach, feel free to make your own writer's profile at nanowrimo.org. Regardless of what you choose, anyone who's participating in NaNoWriMo through the high school, you're welcome to come to my room 325 on Thursday after school on Thursday afternoons. I think I picked these two novels that came out of NaNoWriMo because they fit the theme of NaNoWriMo for sure. The fact that the seemingly impossible is closer than you think. Sure, there's the mystical element of the circuses, but there's the kind of a mystical element of just committing to writing a novel for 1 month in November and then becoming a New York Times bestseller. So I think it's really great. These two novels kind of show you that anything can happen. I hope you will really consider thinking about doing this, and I really hope that I get to see some of you in November. Again, feel free to stop by 325 whenever, and I'm looking forward to hearing how it goes. Best wishes to everyone, and happy reading.